Morning everyone, this is Dr. Satyan Kumar. I am working in KGPCET under the Mechanical Engineering Department as an assistant professor. Right now, I am going to deliver the lecture on convection. It is one type of the mode of the heat transfer. First of all, we should know what is a convection. Convection is play very important role in our life. First very practical example is boiling of water. Boiling of water, whenever I will go for the boil the water, first of all we should heat the pot and then it will boil. Then what is the mechanism of the boiling? As increasing the temperature of the water, the density decreases at the bottom position and the weight of the liquid decreases at the bottom position and cooler than the cooler water. So cooler water at the top position and hotter water at the bottom position, and so the cooler is more weight than the hotter part, so it will move from the top to bottom and cooler hotter one move toward the bottom to top one. So it will mix. So we can also tell it is the convection current. So the heat transfer is here due to the convection current. But some convection also involves here, because without the conduction we could not transfer the heat from the container to the water. First of all, we will have to heat the container, then it will transfer the heat to the water. So from the container one part to the other part, heat will transfer to the conduction, and then at the surface of the container some water is there, so that will heat collect from the surface to water by convection process because of the convection current. So some formula is there which will help us to how much heat transfer through the convection process. Here we could tell this is a Newton's law of cooling formula. So heat transfer rate is equal to Hc. Hc is a heat transfer coefficient and A is a surface area of the container or through which we transfer the heat from the out part to the fluid. And Ts is a temperature of the surface, either metal surface, I think always the metal surface. Here Tf is a fluid temperature, either water, either any other fluid is there. So Tf will show the liquid temperature or fluid temperature, any fluid. So next one is the parameter. Whatever I explained previously, Q is the heat transfer per unit time, means the heat transfer rate and heat transfer coefficient. And next one is the surface area. Ts is the surface of the temperature, Tf is the fluid temperature. So first of all we should know how convection heat transfer rate depend upon the many parameter like heat transfer coefficient. Heat transfer coefficient totally depend on the type of the fluid. Which type of fluid I am going to heat. So we should first of all know the heat transfer coefficient, then go for the surface area. Surface area is also very important. If it is a plane, then it will not transfer the heat as much as the rough surface. So in rough surface heat transfer will more because of the increase the surface area. So the plane surface has the less surface area than the roughness surface. So whenever I do a heat transfer, keep the roughness surface so that heat will transfer frequently or frequently. And Ts is depend upon the fluid surfaces, and Tf is a fluid temperature. It will also depend upon the many thermophysical properties like thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity also, specific heat of the fluid, density of the fluid, and viscosity of the fluid. So all these things play a very important role in the convection heat transfer. So, and next slide is practical example. These are examples which taken from our life, like boiling of the water. That is a very important, very good example of the convection. And next one, whenever I will touch the warm chlorinated animal, it will transfer the energy from the hot to cold body or cold to hot body through the convection processes. And next one is a radiation. This one is a third mode of the heat transfer. In this process, no medium is required. Previous two one are the conduction and convection. In conduction and convection required the medium to transfer the energy from the one part of the medium to the another part of the medium. And here the medium is not required to the transfer of the energy, heat energy. So the main difference between radiation and conduction and convection. So here I have to go to know what is radiation. Radiation is transfer the heat energy in the form of the electromagnetic wave. So electromagnetic wave no need any medium. No need any medium. It will transfer the energy in vacuum or through the transparent body. Transparent body like sunlight. Travel sunlight or sun radiation come to Earth due to the radiation in the form of the energy, but transfer from the air, the sun to the Earth because of the radiation heat transfer. Through the radiation heat transfer mode, and also the heat of the radiation process or the radiation heat transfer also follow all the rule regulation which are followed by the light energy. So it is just like a light energy or refraction, whatever, diffusion, irregular diffusion, whatever rule regulation apply on the light energy, I can use for this one energy. This one portion means whatever energy transferred by the radiation, we could also use all the theory whatever used in the light energy. So here the one more thing is here the many process we are transmitting the energy through the radiation process, like whenever I will go to the near to the electric furnace or any furnace, from the some distance I will get the heat from there. It is because of the radiation and radiation. And next one is the radiation heat energy calculated through the Stefan-Boltzmann equation. But Stefan Boltzmann equation, and at the temperature increases of the heat energy, the electromagnetic wave length decreases. So as temperature increases, electromagnetic wave decreases, and more heat is transferred from the one part to the another part of the space, or we could also, it will transfer the energy from through the transparent body. No need any medium. So next one is some radiation example. Microwave radiation emit the some energy in the form of the radiation, like UV light come from the sun to the earth, that is also the one form of the radiation. Radiation, heat mode, heat transfer mode, and this. And now I am going to complete the this session because of the all three type of the heat transfer mode I have completed. And thank you for attending this session, and I will again put some lecture on the heat transfer, and thank you again.